Hello. So I hope it's not too sunny and the birds chirping aren't going to corrupt the sound too much. But with this good weather and being inside so much, I couldn't stand to be an hour and a half inside my office with you guys. So I've come out here on the roof to get some sun. And I hope that the sound will be okay. I hope that the sun isn't bothering you, reflecting into the camera too much. But at any rate, make sure to say hi when you come in. I see a couple students have come in. Hi, guys. Make sure to let me know if you're coming from practicals or English writing skills. And then we'll start the questions. Up to 4 students. Yay! Hope you guys are doing okay. Got the coffee here. Okay, so let's see, Job, how y'all doing? Did you see my flannel, my Daisy Dukes you can't see? I'm doing good, though. How are you doing, Job? Hi, Severino. Nice to see you again. Well, at least your name. Speaking of that, I have an idea for next week so that I can see some of your faces again and we can see each other and be more interactive and collaborative next week. Fine as always. That's good. So we'll wait until a couple more students come before I start saying a couple of things that I want to share with all of you. I don't think we're going to have nearly as many students this week because the main assignments are clear, but there may still be some questions. And I wanted to offer you guys something for next week. So for practicals, it may be less relevant. I think there's just a couple of remaining questions for term 4. I don't know yet what it will look like. The module manager is discussing it with the teachers that teach it. What did I not realize? I didn't realize. But yeah, for term 4, I don't have any answers yet for practicals. Hopefully we will have those for you guys. I'm crying. I'm so sad that I don't have answers. Hopefully we'll have those answers for you guys before the start of term 4. I think we will. We still have next week, which is the buffer week. And then if I'm not mistaken, there's an exam week after that. And then we will let you guys know what term 4 will look like. I don't know if you've seen Miss Powell's announcement. Hello, Elisa. I don't know if you guys have seen Miss Powell's announcement, but the resits for practicals, so practicals 1, the semester 1, those will be postponed until the end of the semester just because of the chaos of everything and figuring out how to do that digitally. It didn't make sense to do that for you guys right now. Is the resit for English practicals postponed as well? Yes, so the English practicals resit is postponed until June, so it'll take place somewhere in June towards the end of this semester, so term 4. The English practicals 2 exam is set for that time anyway. In I think the first week of June or so was or those last 3 weeks. I digress. Normally you have over 3 weeks your exams for English practicals 2, so what the exams will look like, I can't tell you yet. It'll be still the same topic, but what format, whether we use Zoom or whether you have to upload a video or don't know, guys. So I don't want to speculate and give you some ideas of what it will look like because the truth of the matter is I think that we will be digital until the end of the semester. I don't know if you guys have seen the school's official announcement, which is that they've made that decision for now, but if it makes sense for the school to go back to regular face-to-face lessons and it's safe to do so, they reserve the right to make that decision. So that's still a possibility. Could happen. Never mind. So yeah, regarding the assignment for March 30th, is that clear for you guys? You know what you need to do? Is anybody experiencing any trouble? Full disclosure, I have not checked anybody's homework or the blogs for that yet because I'm really bogged down with papers for my writing courses. But if anybody needs help with practicals or has any specific questions, let me know now so I can try to help you before then because it's due next week, the 30th. So if you have any questions, this would be the last chance to ask before then. Of course, you always have the chance to make up assignments later. So if you're going through something right now that's making it impossible for you to really submit work, then we will have a chance later down the road for you. Just try not to kick the can down the line too far, because then you'll really have a lot to do in term 4, and we don't know whether the situation is going to be fixed by then or not. So it's better to get as much done in increments as much as possible. So, all right. So regarding practicals, March 30th, that's when your weeks 4 through 6 videos are due. I don't see any questions in the chat about that. I think it's clear. I hope it's clear. Just on class blogs. Some students asked last week about they missed something from week 2, or they missed something from week 3. If you would like to go back and submit something from those, you can do so, but do so in journals, please, so that the blogs don't get too overfilled with the different posts, so it's confusing then, because you do have to comment on every single student in your subgroup, Team A or Team B. You have to do 2 questions, and you also have to answer all the questions from your own work. So if those blogs get too filled up with different assignments, it's going to be confusing and hard to work through. So if you're trying to do a makeup assignment for week 2 or week 3, do so in the journals, not in the blogs. We'll reserve the blogs for the weeks 4 through 6 assignment. And if you guys have any suggestions, by the way, for how you would like to do practicals in term 4, just send them my way. Send me an email, or let me know now and we can discuss it, or however you want. You know how to reach me, and then we can try to see if that works in term 4. I am not one of the main 2 teachers for practicals. Every module has a module manager. Some have a co-module manager. But for now, we've assigned every module manager 1 assistant teacher, somebody who's currently teaching the course. I am not one of the 2 main ones for practicals, so I am trying to not differ from the main 2, because I think it's too confusing for you guys if you get an assignment from me and then you see on the announcements a different assignment. So practicals, I am leaving up to the bosses, but feel free to ask me questions whenever. And I will get you guys after the deadline, after the 30th, I will review everything. So next week will be my practicals week. This week is my writing skills week. Next week is my practicals week, where I will go through everybody. I will make an Excel sheet for every single student in both my classes, and I will give you a progress report. So I will give you feedback on your pronunciation, on the phrases you're using, the information, whether it's clear or not, and give you tips and tricks for the next term and for hopefully the final exam. You guys have no questions. You just want to hear me babble on. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope that most of your classes are clear. Now, my idea for next week, I wanted to do it for both practicals and for writing skills. Perhaps it makes sense only for one of the classes. It depends on what you guys say, what your input is. But for next week, I was thinking maybe we could meet on Teams. Is that an idea that you guys, have you guys ever used Microsoft Teams? If you've used it before, or if you haven't used it, let me know right in the chat so I can hear from you. I think that would be nice, so that we have something a little bit more interactive where we can see each other. And you guys all have Office 365 accounts from the university, so there's no reason that anybody shouldn't be able to access Microsoft Teams meetings. So that was my idea for next week. But if there aren't enough students that are available during class time for Microsoft Teams, a meeting there, then it doesn't make sense to do it. But if I see that the majority, so at least, let's say at least half of both of my practicals classes want to do that, then I will set that up and send you guys an invite, and we will do it that way, because I think it's nice. If not, then next week, then perhaps next term. Whatever. Is that what am I reading that correct? Is my lingo good? You're using it for Spanish. Is it going well? How's that working for your Spanish classes with the Microsoft Teams? I'm curious. I have done plenty of meetings, but I haven't done a class. And do you guys like it? Would you like to do that for practicals? I would offer you guys next week. It's the buffer week. Maybe you're too stressed with exams, but would you like a practicals lesson next week on Microsoft Teams? I don't know if it's worth it or not, because you guys will have submitted your assignments already for this term, and you may want to focus on resit exams next week. So perhaps it's not worth it to do it next week, but it is definitely a possibility for next term. term 4 then, if not next week. This works pretty well, but I think Zoom is more functional. Yeah, so I also really want, full disclosure, I have not tried Zoom yet. I will be trying it soon for things outside of the university, of the Hague University. And I know some teachers have been using Zoom as well. We want to try to limit the amount of, or at least this is the university's request, and also the program's request to us, is to limit the amount of different tools and softwares that students have to get to know now. Because if you have Zoom, you have Teams, you have Blackboard, maybe you have feedback fruits on Blackboard, YouTube, that maybe there's just too much. I don't know. Maybe Zoom is better then, but we will see. And definitely for English writing skills, I want to do something, either Teams or Zoom, with you guys for the next term. Not necessarily every week, but at least a couple of times to cover term 4. But for practicals, I'm not sure yet. I don't know what the term will look like. And like I said, I'm not going to make the final decision on that because I'm not the only person teaching it, and I'm not the module manager. I am the module manager on English writing skills, so I have a little bit more say in the structure of that. But it looks like you guys have no questions for practicals, so I'm very much so looking forward to your videos. I don't know if you guys have already started posting your videos or not. I haven't checked. Let me know if you're having any difficulty with that, finding where to post it, or how to answer questions, how to ask questions. Let me know if you're having any difficulty. We live in the 21st century. Doubt that will be a problem. That's good. I'm glad. I'm happy to hear that. And I agree that you guys are really the most forward thinking generation, of course, that's ever, that we've ever had, because you guys have grown up with technology. But at the same time, if every teacher is doing something different with you guys, it could become difficult. So that's also a concern with us, that we don't want to throw too much at you guys at once. But like you said, you live in the 21st century, so. All right, let me know if there are any questions regarding where to post or what to post in practicals. And if not, then let me know if you have any questions for writing skills. You guys had to post by the end of last week your drafts. I've sent you guys an email this morning to give you full, or was it last night? At any rate, I've sent you an email to give you full disclosure that I most likely will not meet my deadline that I set for myself to give you feedback by the end of the day tomorrow. I probably will need the weekend to give everybody quality feedback on their summaries. So I apologize for that. You should have it latest by Monday, and then that gives you Monday to the rest of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then on Friday you have to submit it before the end of the day. So that gives you some time. You can also ask me questions then. I don't know if you guys want to have... all right. Bye, Severino. So I don't know if you guys want to have anything next week in Teams or in Zoom or a different platform in order to interact live about writing skills. How are the editing quizzes going? I'm not sure. I haven't checked. I can check if I want, but that's it's all the classes are grouped together, so I can't really see how my students are doing specifically, but or at least not easily. Let me know if you're having trouble. I haven't heard from any of my students that they've been having trouble with editing quizzes. I've had very few questions or comments on them from other classes, and those have been quickly addressed. So I think that it's going okay with the editing quizzes. But yeah, so far it looks like nobody has any questions. So I'm going to wrap this up in a couple of minutes if we don't have any questions, and then I'll open up again for my second year students at the beginning of their time. So let me know. Do you have any questions for English writing skills? We've got the editing quizzes. 1 due this week, 1 due next week, 1 and 2. And then you've got the summaries due next week on Friday, April 3rd. I don't see any questions. All right. Well, I think that's about it then. Let's see. No, everything. Okay, good. All right. You guys just want to see me crying outside from the wind in my face, huh? All right. Well, I had overwhelming requests for this live stream today. So not entirely surprised, though, that it didn't turn out to be as full as last week, considering everything hopefully has been made clear. And you guys have a lot on your plate now, a lot to do. And you have the resits coming up. I'm just going to comment on the Introduction to English Writing resits. That we do not have an answer on. Both the English department coordinator and I have submitted a request for an alternative format for the exam. It has not yet been approved, so that is in its negotiation stages of what is the appropriate way to address that. So we don't have anything scheduled right now for that. I would say it's safe to assume at least your physical resit we know has been canceled, so you will not be in the building taking your resit next week as planned. But when it will take place and how it will take place, we don't have the answer yet. And as soon as we have the answer, then I will share that with you. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up here then. And if you come on late or if you have any questions that you think about later, just let me know. You can always email me. And I hope that you all are doing well. Take care of yourself. And I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.